What's going on, family? It's Marv, OneRepAtATime.net with an exercise tutorial for the bent over barbell row. Now, with all of our tutorial videos, I highly encourage you to watch it once or twice. We'll go over the setup, coaching points, mental cues, tips, tricks, whatever you want to call them, demonstrate that for you, and then until you feel confident and competent to do it on your own, you can do your first few warm-up or working sets with me in your ear, so to speak, because I'm going to do it with you and coach you through it step by step. So, bent over barbell row. There's a heck of a lot to cover, so I'm going to make this as quick as possible. First things first is the angle of my torso, similar to a bench, determines where I emphasize on my back. So the more upright I am, so believe it or not, rowing like this is known as a Yates row. That really hits your traps and upper back significantly. So it's just like an incline bench press, right? When I'm on an incline, the higher, the steeper the angle, the more it travels up my chest. Likewise, the steeper the angle of my back, the more it travels up my back. The closer we get to parallel, it shifts the emphasis down. Secondly, how to kind of, target a specific area more. The whole back's going to contract, but you can kind of target an area, is how you grip the bar. If you do an overhand grip, so I'd be gripping it like this, your elbows are going to flare out some. So that's going to hit your traps and upper back a little bit more than an underhand grip when your elbows are tucked in closer, which hits more of your lats. So when I give these to clients, I kind of tell them, look, is there a specific part of your back you want to target? Do it that specific way, whether underhand, elbows tight, overhand, elbows wide, to work on that part of your back, or just alternate week to week or even set to set and just make a notation. When it comes to rows, there's a couple things we have to be mindful of. First things first, our sternum always has to be pointing up. If my sternum starts to dip down, my shoulder rolls forward, all the tension is taken off my back, is put on my shoulder, and is putting my shoulder in a very compromised position. So anytime you row, you've heard this in every single of our rowing video tutorials, or pull down tutorials, your sternum has to be up. So keep that sternum up so our shoulder blades are back. So my shoulders are back. I don't want my shoulder, see this movement right here, to dip forward. I don't want that. I want them nice and back. Also, we don't really care about our hands. We are focusing on our elbows. Okay, so your hand from here on is merely a hook to grip the bar. Now I want you to grip the bar as hard as you possibly can because you're actually going to get stronger, but we focus on our elbows. How high up can I get my elbows, and how much of a contraction can I get my shoulder blades? So I'm going to show you two rows. Same exact setup, but I'm going to show you on one when I talk about the person is just focusing on their hands and just pulling the weight up. They're not focusing on their elbows or squeezing that pencil, retracting their shoulder blades, getting their shoulder blades back and down. The second one, the person doesn't care about their hands. They're only focused on their elbows and squeezing that pencil, getting that maximum contraction between their shoulder blades. So here's version 1. And here's version 2. There's a pretty significant difference. So that's what I want you to focus on. I don't care about the bar. I care about where we can get our shoulder blades to travel and how high up our elbows are traveling. So if you need to lower the weight to get a better contraction, lower the damn weight. It's all about quality, not quantity. Now, a couple other options we have when it comes to the barbell row is, specifically if you're using a lighter bar, you can anchor yourself on a bench. So that way some people will, as they fatigue or they go too heavy, they almost turn it like, those kip pull-ups, like you're just getting a lot of body English. So if you anchor your forehead on the back of a bench, it looks something like this. You eliminate all the swaying and the cheating, so I'm a big fan of that as well. Now, there's a couple other things we need to talk about. How do you get the bar in position? So you can essentially deadlift it off the floor or put it on racks. So you're either doing a perfect deadlift or rack pull to get the bar up, get to where you want to perform your rows, slowly lean forward, initiate the movement, do your rows, stand back up, and then either rack pull it back or deadlift it back to your starting position. So that's going to look something like this. So again, I don't want us to have this rounded back, pull it up, start rowing, and then still, without standing up, my back's rounded, I'm fatigued, dropping it down. I want it to be super segmented, perfect alignment, hips back, you're performing that hip hinge movement to get it into position, and you're gonna stay safe in the long run or you're not gonna get hurt. So I've talked about a whole bunch of stuff, right? Let me actually show you 1 or 2 reps, and then we're gonna do that first few warm-up or working sets together. So for right now, I have an empty bar. I'm going to do the overhand, so I get it in position, my elbows are going to flare out some. Now what I'm going to do, when I fold forward, my hips have to go back. Otherwise, my hips don't go back, I round my back, and unless you are a strong man, this is a very bad position to be in. So, hips have to come back, I go to whatever angle I want. Okay, typically once the bar goes below my knees, I'm in position. I'm going to pull up, focus on my elbows, and out. Now I want to breath in, out. It's a little opposite because think about it. Our core is under load, so we want to have a breath in our midsection to brace our core similar to a squat and a deadlift. So again, we're nice and tall, hips come back. For me personally, once the knee gets below my bar, that's where I like to have my angle. Breath in, up, retract those shoulder blades, out. Up, out. Sternum is up. Shoulder blades are back. Squeezing them as hard as I can. Let me show you the back so you can see where my angles are flared. So nice and tall. Fold forward. This is the overhand. Elbows are going to be slightly flared. Now, let me switch to the underhand. Okay, so now I'm underhand. Notice the difference of elbow position. They're a lot closer to my sides. So that's how we do them. Again, sternum up, focus on your elbows, contract your shoulder blades, hips have to be back, breath in, up, breath out. Up, breath out. That is how you do the barbell row. So let's do that first few warm-up or working sets together. Okay, so however you're going to have your bar set up, let's get to it. If you want to do overhand, remember elbows out, underhand, elbows in. Okay, so carefully rack pull or deadlift it off the floor, stand up nice and tall. Now we're going to fold forward and get in the position we want to hold it. Remember, the steeper the angle, the more of your upper back it hits. The closer you are to parallel, the more of your lower back it hits. So fold forward to your desired position. Okay, breath in, up, squeeze, down, breath out. Up, sternum up, squeeze the shoulder blades back, down, breath out. Breath in, up, squeeze, sternum up, breath out. Up, get those elbows up as high as you can, breath out on the way down. Breath in, up, squeeze those shoulder blades, down, breath out. Up, squeeze those shoulder blades, elbows up, down, breath out, out. Don't rock up and back and forth. Keep your back angle fixed. Up, squeeze, 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 sternum up, breath out. Breath in, up, squeeze, breath out. Breath in, up, squeeze, breath out. Last one, sternum up, don't rock, squeeze, breath out. Good, stand all the way up. Now, slowly deadlift or rack pull the bar back to the starting position. And that's how you do bent over barbell rows, 1 rep at a time. Breathe out. 3 more. Brace, keep that core tight, up to parallel, don't let the hips sag away. Breathe out. Brace, up to parallel, control it down. Breathe out, last one. Brace, up, don't shrug up, parallel, control it down. Breathe out, carefully step away until you can do the leaning lateral raise, 1 rep at a time.